It's all in your head. You're being overly sensitive. It isn't that painful. No pain, no gain. We have all been told that at least once. This is Estelle, and in this video, I'm going to teach you the basics of pain and why those sayings are painfully short-sighted and ignorant. Hey Nova, what's up? Oh, don't worry. They know to like, follow, and subscribe. Everyone wants to empower their healing. It wasn't that long ago that the medical community thought pain was just how the brain interpreted pressure on your soft tissues. As is often the story, science advanced. When high quality microscope technology was invented and a new dye technique discovered, we could finally see for the first time the nerves whose only job is to signal pain. They are super small all over the body and called nociceptors. There are 4 different kinds that fire only with specific noxious environmental factors. The mechanical nociceptors let you know when you're too tight. The noxious nociceptors let you know when the chemical mix isn't right. Cold and heat nociceptors let you know when the temperature is off. In other words, there are many reasons for pain. Our deeper understanding also confirms that pain is the body's way to tell you something is wrong with your soft tissues. It's communication from all of your soft tissues in the ways that they can be damaged. And that also explains why there's so many different kinds of pain. From general aching to shooting pain, your pain can express itself in so many ways. Each type of pain tells us a little bit about what's going on. For example, general aching usually means tension or adhesion really affecting the fascia. Burning pain usually means a chemical problem like having a buildup of systemic inflammation or trauma. That scary shooting pain usually means nerves are irritated, impinged, or damaged. Notice how I said usually. Pain is a powerful communicator, and since it uses a super complex system to communicate, things can get tricky. One of the ways the nervous system self-regulates is by using its own nature to protect you from being overwhelmed. When the nervous system gets overwhelmed, it gets stuck. The common tactic that your peripheral nervous system uses is to block the weaker signal and only process the loudest. I'll give you an example. Why do so many people have that pain here at the top of the shoulder? And why does massaging that only help for a little while? It's simple. Your levator scapulae, omohyoid, and that part of the trapezius get what we call adhered. An adhesion is the body's way to make you structurally stronger by increasing the amount of collagen in the fascia. Sounds great, right? The cost is that area is less flexible and has less circulation. The body will also develop trigger points to keep these muscles constantly active in a way that does a lot of cellular damage. But why? Why is your body making them work so hard that even the fascia has to increase their strength? Well, when we are in this forward head posture for hours, it works our neck and shoulder muscles a lot in a way that is unbalanced and super hard to sustain, especially the SCM, pec major, levator scapulae, suboccipitals, and subscapularis. The rest of the shoulder girdle muscles have to tense up to keep your shoulder stable. And that also means muscles like the rhomboids and lower trapezius are weakened to protect the joint, even though they are still working hard to keep your shoulder stable. Your neck and shoulder girdle are working so hard to keep you strong enough for your daily life that they are pushed to the limits and beyond in a way that is unsustainable. The difference between the pec muscle and the levator scapulae is that the pec isn't being torn apart on the cellular level from this proverbial tug of war. On the chemical level, inflammation is the chemical start to the healing process. When there's enough of a buildup, it causes those pain nerves to send a louder signal all the time. If you also store your stress, trauma, or any unprocessed emotions there too, that area now has a megaphone boost to its signal. Yes, we store our unprocessed issues in a chemical way in our fascia. I can't tell you how many of my clients will start talking about their work stress or a car accident from 20 years ago when I start massaging the area where it's being stored chemically. If left to build up, it will throw the chemical mix out of balance, inhibit cellular healing, and trigger noxious nociceptors. That poor levator scapulae working so hard, already swimming in unprocessed stress, really increases that wear and tear. And yeah, it's going to start talking. Since it's experiencing the most cellular damage, it also has the most inflammation, triggering more nociceptors to fire, making that signal louder than the PEC signal. And while this compensation pattern gives your body a lot of resilience to survive the workday, it has a cost and makes it so much harder to understand why you have that pain. And that isn't the only way we protect ourselves from pain so we can survive. While our peripheral nervous system helps us filter and communicate between the soft tissues and the brain, our brain still has to deal with the information and stay functional. No pressure, brain. Remember the whole no pain, no gain thing people say to encourage you to be tough? That is an actual neurological skill and a process called desensitization. Essentially, the brain learns how to self regulate with noxious stimuli, pain, so you can keep doing what you need to survive. This isn't a learn once kind of thing. Your brain has to do that for each source and type of pain. Just like learning languages, though, the more types you learn, the faster you learn it. So that's right, no one is born tough. It's a skill. It's also why you can handle a lot of pain like a headache, the more headaches you have. But when you stub your toe, you feel like you're dying. And since this is a survival skill, it has a high long term price. Pain is always for a reason, and the more you ignore it and push through, the more damage compounds and the harder it is to heal. So please know if you are desensitized, it's more important to do self care. You may not know how badly that area is struggling until something is torn or you're developing permanent damage like herniated disc. And pain is an incredible way our bodies fight to protect us. Knowledge is power after all. And once you have an idea of what's going on, then you can do something about it. For adhesions, you can use massage, obviously, gentle movement, foam rolling, stretching, and heat. For trauma and stress, you can use somatic healing, gentle movement, mental health help, massage, breathing exercises, anti-inflammatory tools like turmeric and diet. For muscular causes like trigger points, you can use massage, dry needling, foam rolling, physical therapy, gentle movement, anti-inflammatory tools, and proper stretching. For joint causes of pain, you can use chiropractor, physical therapy, gentle movement, proper stretching, resistance training, massage therapy, medication, and an anti-inflammatory diet. For nervous system pain, you can use massage therapy, acupuncture, dry needling, Western medicine, diet, medication, and rest. Just remember, pain is just communication. Yes, sometimes we need to get symptoms under control before we can do something else. I mean, symptoms can kill you after all, including pain, but that's just step one. As you can see, there are many different kinds of techniques, lifestyles, and practices and tools that can help you heal, so never give up hope. Thank you so much for watching. Comment below if you have any questions.